At South Bend School Board's first meeting of the year, there were 5 surprise items. The public wasn't informed that these items would be taken up and then voted on, and these could have major impacts.
With no notice to the public.
That's what I would like to add to the agenda.
New board president Jeanette McCullough added 4 surprise amendments that weren't on the agenda.
I want to make an addition to that.
Then new board vice president Bill Snidecki also added an unexpected amendment.
Those will show up in action items on the agenda today for vote.
While some in the audience seemed pleased with the additions, other board members were taken by surprise.
So I would be really uncomfortable voting on any of these without knowing any details or additional information.
And there were concerns that the public at large had no notice and therefore no chance to make their voice heard on these important topics.
That's not fair, in my opinion, to the general public. They should not find out. These are 5 significant things that we're voting on.
The nearly 5-hour meeting was almost 2 weeks ago, and there are still questions about the language of the action items and the impacts of the board's decision. As of today, you cannot find anything about them on the district's board docs website. After multiple requests, President McCullough declined to do an interview with us to answer questions about her process, transparency, and motivation. Legally, school board members are allowed to introduce amendments to an agenda, but I spoke with Indiana's public access counselor who said by not informing the public in advance that new, novel, or controversial items would be on the agenda, and then by voting on those items, the South Bend School Board may have violated legislative mandates. Here are the 5 surprise action items and what we know about them. The first was hiring a law firm.
We have a lot of attorneys in this corporation. I'm trying to consolidate.
Several board members wanted more information and asked to table. That prompted a tense back and forth.
Put a time limit on you because you
There's,
talk too much.
there's,
You
there's,
got your answer.
there's
The vote was split 4-3, but it passed. It is still unclear what this means, as the district employs one person, the general counsel, and that person handles multiple firms which represent the district in various matters related to their expertise. The Second Amendment, a freeze on hiring except for certified teachers, counselors, social workers, and support staff.
I think it's really important to assess the situation before you put a freeze.
That was tabled for now. The Third Amendment, a freeze on the facilities master plan. McCullough argued board members aren't up to date on the massive plan.
So while not tomorrow, this will halt the investment in Washington High School. This will halt the investment in the medical magnet. It will halt the $5 million investment that we promised on the west side.
Another split vote, but it passed. It's still unclear what this means for major work on the way at schools across the district, including for maintenance. The Fourth Amendment, adding cursive writing to the corporation's curriculum. This passed unanimously. And the Fifth Amendment, the reinstatement of former Edison Elementary School principal Jesus Pedraza. This was Snidecki's amendment. Despite questions about the HR implications and logistics around the current Edison principal, the measure passed with another split vote.
You know, you don't have to work it out with HR. Just get it done. That's all we're telling you. That's what this vote's about.
According to the Indiana School Boards Association, while boards approve personnel decisions, this is not a step a school board usually takes. WSBT has since learned Pedraza has been reinstated at Edison, and the previous principal has been transferred to lead another school.
just procedurally, for those of you that are out there, you should be upset. Even if you agree with all of the votes that the board took tonight, you should be upset with the process where you didn't even know what was going to be voted on until you walked up in here.
Many of the school board members ran campaigns on transparency and change.
That's what's been missing from the board since I've been in South Bend schools. We have not listened to the community.
So far, that remains to be seen.
We did sit down with South Bend's superintendent for an interview, what he's saying in our story on Wednesday. In the studio, Kristen Bean, WSBT 22 News.